The prisoner who killed 50 people escaped the world's most dangerous prison and shot police. How he flew to Brazil and evaded capture. Imagine the scene. You're in one of the world's most secure, high-tech prisons, surrounded by layers of armed guards, thick walls, and state-of-the-art surveillance. Inside this fortress, a man sits, a killer. He's been convicted of murdering 50 people and has terrorized entire regions. But what if I told you that this man managed to escape? Not just any escape, but one so daring and violent that it left the authorities in shock? This is the unbelievable story of João Escobar, a ruthless killer who managed to break free from one of the most dangerous prisons on earth, gunned down police officers, and fled to Brazil. Stay with us for the full story of his shocking escape. The prison. João Escobar was no ordinary criminal. His reign of terror began long before his imprisonment. A feared gang leader, he orchestrated the deaths of 50 people in a violent spree, mainly involving rival gang members and corrupt officials. He was known for his ruthlessness, and once the authorities caught up with him, they decided to lock him away in La Isla del Diablo, a notorious high-security prison located off the coast of Colombia. Known for housing the most dangerous criminals in the world, the prison was thought to be impenetrable. La Isla del Diablo was surrounded by the sea on all sides, with walls reinforced with steel and constant surveillance. The prison housed killers, drug lords, and armed criminals who seemed beyond reach of law enforcement. But even here, João Escobar's thirst for freedom couldn't be contained. The prison was his temporary home, but not for long. Planning the escape. Behind bars, João started plotting his escape. He was methodical, calculating, and ruthless. Over time, he managed to build connections both inside and outside the prison, using bribes and manipulation. Corrupt guards who turned a blind eye helped him communicate with contacts on the outside world. With smuggled phones, João was able to set his plans into motion. His ability to influence others, even in the confines of a maximum security facility, made him a force to be reckoned with. João had been preparing for months, studying the prison's weak points, learning about the guards' routines, and gathering information on how to disable the security systems. He made sure he knew exactly when and how to act. In his mind, freedom was within reach, and he was going to take it no matter what it took. The Great Escape. On the night of his escape, João made his move. At precisely the right moment, he overpowered his guards, using the information he had gathered to disable the surveillance systems. Armed with a small weapon smuggled into the prison, João fought his way through the corridors, incapacitating several guards along the way. But his greatest challenge came when he reached the heavily secured prison gates. Here, he was met with a choice. Either wait for the chaos to die down and risk being caught, or create a violent distraction that would allow him to escape in the confusion. Without hesitation, João opened fire on the remaining officers, injuring several and creating panic within the prison walls. The gunfire rang through the air, a signal that he was ready to make his move. With a final push, João escaped into the dense jungle surrounding the prison. The guards were in disarray, unable to react quickly enough as João disappeared into the wilderness. The world's most dangerous prisoner had escaped, and the authorities were left scrambling to track him down. The police pursuit. Immediately after his escape, the Colombian government launched a nationwide manhunt. Armed with helicopters and specialized task forces, police searched the jungles and surrounding areas. But João was always one step ahead. His intimate knowledge of the region helped him evade the police for days. But João didn't stop there. He knew that if he stayed in Colombia, his chances of being caught were high. He needed to get out of the country and find a place where he could disappear into the crowd. The perfect place. Brazil. Escape to Brazil. After days of hiding in Colombia, João crossed the border into Brazil. With fake IDs and the help of criminal networks, he blended into the chaotic urban environments of São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, where his chances of detection were slim. He kept a low profile, changed his appearance frequently, and relied on his criminal contacts to keep him hidden from the authorities. Brazil, with its vast urban sprawl and complex network of criminal organizations, was the perfect place for João to disappear. But even though he was far from the prison that had once held him, João knew the law would be looking for him relentlessly. But for now, he was free. The police struggle. For months, João lay low, constantly moving from place to place, always avoiding detection. The Brazilian authorities were aware of his presence, but their efforts to locate him were hindered by the size of the country and the secrecy surrounding his movements. Despite the efforts of local police, João continued to evade capture. He had learned from his previous experiences and used every trick in the book to stay hidden. Authorities feared that with every passing day, João was getting closer to his ultimate goal, complete freedom. The final confrontation. In early 2023, the Brazilian police finally received a tip that João's hideout had been located. A special police unit surrounded a building on the outskirts of Rio de Janeiro, where João was believed to be hiding. It was a tense standoff as the police moved in cautiously. But João wasn't going to be taken easily. As soon as the officers made their move, João opened fire once again, injuring several police officers in the process. A fierce gun battle ensued, and the police attempted to negotiate with him, but João had nothing left to lose. He knew that the police would never give up until he was either captured or dead, so he made one final desperate attempt to escape. In the chaos of the standoff, João managed to slip away once again, vanishing into the labyrinth of Rio's favelas. Despite a massive manhunt, he was able to disappear, and once more, the authorities were left empty-handed. To this day, João Escobar's whereabouts remain unknown. Authorities believe he is still hiding somewhere in Brazil, possibly deep within the Amazon rainforest, or hidden in one of the many urban areas that span the country. His story has become a chilling legend, and while the Brazilian police continue their search, many are left to wonder, will João Escobar ever be caught, or has he truly outsmarted the law? This is a man who defied all odds, escaping the world's most dangerous prison, gunning down police officers, and evading the authorities at every turn. His legend grows with each passing day, and one thing is clear, João Escobar will not be easily forgotten. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as gripping as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible true crime stories. And as always, remember, sometimes the most dangerous criminals are the ones who know how to slip away unnoticed.